Are you struggling with depression? It can be hard to know what steps to take or where to even start. Here are 6 practical strategies I use with clients that can really make a difference. They won't fix everything at once, but each one can help you feel better. When we're depressed, we often feel unable to do the things we used to enjoy or find meaningful. We can lack the energy, motivation, or interest to stay active. And the less we do and the more we isolate ourselves, the worse we tend to feel. Behavioral activation helps us improve our moods by gradually increasing our levels of activity. We focus on things that give us a sense of pleasure or enjoyment, a sense of achievement or accomplishment, and a sense of social connection with other people. Now you might be thinking, when I'm depressed, nothing gives me pleasure anymore. Or, I wish I could do things, I just can't when I feel this way. Or, I don't have any friends, that's why I'm so depressed. We can start with things we used to find pleasurable. Sometimes we might enjoy them more than we expect. And even the smallest amount of pleasure or enjoyment can make a difference in how we feel. Doing anything can feel hard or even impossible when we're depressed. So the goal isn't to be ambitious, but to gradually build up our levels of activity through small, manageable steps. For some people, that might mean just getting out of bed, or having something to eat. For others, it could be doing a bit of housework, going for a walk, or texting a friend. And if we don't have friends or people we can reach out to, we focus on other areas. Of course, it's possible to be depressed even if we're really active, working long hours at a job that isn't rewarding, or feeling overwhelmed by responsibilities can contribute to depression. Behavioral activation isn't just about doing more, it's about the types of activities we do. The ones that tend to help are the ones we find enjoyable or meaningful, or that help us connect with others. When we're depressed, we often experience a steady stream of negative thoughts about ourselves, about the world, and the future. These thoughts may hold some truth, but they're usually distorted in a way that emphasizes self-criticism, guilt, pessimism, and general negativity. And the more we buy into these thoughts, the more our mood suffers. So we try to reframe these thoughts. The goal isn't to replace negative thoughts with positive thinking we don't actually believe. It's to step back and look at things from a more balanced perspective. It can help to ask ourselves questions, like what's the evidence for and against this thought? I always mess everything up. I missed an assignment deadline even though I had plenty of time to do it. I mixed up a recipe and the meal was terrible and I had to throw it out. But I've done a lot of things well in the past, and I'm usually a pretty good cook. Is there any other way of looking at this that's more balanced or less extreme? I have been messing up lately, but that doesn't mean I always mess everything up or that I'm incapable of doing things well. Am I confusing a feeling with a fact? I feel like a failure right now, but that doesn't mean I am one. This is a thought shaped by my depression and my mood, not a fact. And then we try to modify our original thought into something more accurate and less harsh. Things haven't been going well, but everyone makes mistakes. I get really discouraged when I'm depressed, but that doesn't mean I'm a failure at everything. And challenging negative thoughts on a regular basis reduces depression and makes it less likely we get depressed in the first place. Now, instead of trying to change our thoughts, we can change how we respond to them. Thoughts come and go all day. Most of them are automatic and not especially important, and we don't pay that much attention to them. But when a thought connects to how we're feeling, like if we're depressed and have a self-critical thought, it tends to grab our attention. But we usually don't need to do anything with that thought. When we're mindful, we notice our thoughts as they come and go, without getting pulled into them. If a negative thought pops up, we simply acknowledge it. I'm having the thought, I'm so stupid. I'm thinking, nothing ever goes my way. Which creates some distance between ourselves and the thought, making it easier to just let it go instead of dwelling on it. And it can help to label the type of thought we're having, like self-criticism, or regret. Or we can add the word just. This is just a thought. I'm just dwelling. I'm just beating up on myself. These strategies can make it easier to let go of our thoughts, which is one of the best things we can do to take away the power our thoughts have over us and our moods. And when we're depressed, our emotions can be intense, and mindfulness can help us manage them. The more we struggle with our emotions, the stronger they tend to get. Instead of telling ourselves, I shouldn't feel this way, or thinking, "What's wrong with me?" We start by simply acknowledging how we're feeling. I'm feeling sad. Then we practice acceptance, and that's okay. It doesn't mean we want to feel this way, but since we already are, and fighting it makes it worse, we might as well let ourselves feel it. Acceptance helps make the emotion less overwhelming and more manageable. And when we're depressed, it's not just our thoughts that become more negative, our attention shifts too. We start noticing more of what's going wrong and overlook what's going well. This is known as negative attentional bias, and it makes us feel more depressed. So we want to start to retrain our attention by deliberately noticing what's going well. By keeping a gratitude journal, we're trying an exercise called 3 Good Things, where at the end of each day, we write down 3 good things that happened, or that went well, or that we appreciated, no matter how small they seem. It can feel forced at first, but it helps shift our attention from what's wrong to what's going okay, which is really important when we're depressed. It can help us start to feel better and even prevent depression in the future. Depression often comes with physical symptoms, like tightness or heaviness in the chest, a lump in the throat, or general aches and pains. Accepting these feelings instead of fighting them can help reduce the discomfort or prevent it from getting worse. We can try breathing with the sensations, breathing into the discomfort as we inhale, and then breathing out of the discomfort, allowing it to soften and relax as we exhale. Fatigue and lack of energy are also common. We can have a heavy, sluggish feeling that makes even simple tasks feel overwhelming. Gentle movement like walking, stretching, or even just standing up for a few minutes can help boost energy and ease some of our physical discomfort. And when we're depressed, it's easy to start neglecting ourselves, so self-care is important. Sleep can be a challenge. We might have difficulty sleeping, or start sleeping too much, both of which feed into depression, so we need to do our best to get into a consistent sleep routine and schedule. Eating can also be an issue. A lack of appetite is common, or we might turn to unhealthy comfort foods to try to feel better. What we eat affects our energy, focus, and mood, so proper nutrition matters. It can be hard to do things when we're depressed, but getting regular exercise, even if just going for walks, is important. It helps us feel better both physically and mentally, regulate our appetite, and improve sleep. A lot of people find that exercise is the best thing they can do to manage depression. And we need to practice some self-compassion. It's tough being depressed, so we try hard not to beat ourselves up for not doing as much as we'd like, for struggling with things that feel like they should be easy, or for not being able to just stop feeling depressed. We give ourselves credit for even small things we're able to manage, rather than being hard on ourselves for everything else. So if we're struggling with depression, behavioral activation, reframing negative thoughts, mindfulness, countering negative attentional bias, managing physical symptoms, and improving self-care are all effective strategies. They won't fix everything overnight, but even small steps in these areas can help us feel better. And we look at each of these topics in more detail in my free self-help course at selfhelptunes.com, so please check that out. And please help me out by liking and subscribing and letting me know what you think in the comments. And if you'd like to support my channel and help me make more videos like this, I really appreciate it, and please check out the donation links in the description.